All right, so we got Vinny Appice and Rex Brown of Kill Devil Hill.
How you doing?
What's happening?
Doing well. Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this a million times, but can you talk a little bit about how you guys first met?
Well, we met like years ago.
20 years ago.
Pantera and Black Sabbath were playing a bunch of festivals in Europe. And so we met back then, and we used to watch each other play, you know, hang out on the stage while each band was on. And so we met all the way back then, like the 90s.
I got a good story, if you want to hear it real quick.
We would always love to hear this.
Me, him, and Ronnie James Dio and Philip Anselmo smoked one before they went on stage. So Philip and I, of course, our set's done, so we start drinking heavily. We sit behind Geezer's rack, right behind his, his heads, and just watched him play. And I did that for, I don't know how many. Every time we got a chance to play with Black Sabbath, I would go back behind the amps and watch this guy play. And so he gave me a call like 20 years later. He goes, I got some tracks, do you want to play on? And I said, sure, send them to me. I'd love, He came down and jammed with this other project that I was kind of doing for movies and soundtracks and stuff like that. It really wasn't my thing. And long story straight, I started coming down to LA and we started working on these songs, and here we are,
Well, I'm glad you guys got together finally.
Yeah, it took long enough.
How is playing in Kill Devil Hill different from playing in your previous bands?
Oh, yeah.
Could start with the hotels, the transport.
Yeah, I mean, it's had a lot of, for me, it's had a lot of hunger for my game, because you can get kind of stale at what you do. If you're 50 feet away from the kids and, with a barricade, for me, it's just invigorating, and playing with him and the other two guys in this band has really just got a lot of hunger for me.
Great. Kind of back to basics type stuff.
Yeah.
That's exciting because it's new. We built this from the beginning, and we're watching it grow, little by little build, and it's really exciting to see, us get up the ladder a little bit. And we've both been in the arenas and done all that stuff, but we're getting off on this like big time.
Yeah, and that's the only, that's, all the shit hotels that we're staying at.
Shit hotels and shitty
gigs,
places we're playing.
But it's all about the music.
Yeah.
Once you get on stage, it's cool as shit.
Well, I've heard you talk, Vinny, about having the importance of having something to call your own, like a project that you started from infancy.
Oh yeah.
Is that still the case?
Well, for me it is, because my career was always playing with people that were established, and I was never a real part in the beginning of it or business of it. So it was a different thing. I just showed up when I had to show up and do my thing, and it was like working for somebody. This is like owning your own business. Rex has owned his own business before. It's a lot more headaches, but there's a lot more success too. And it's fun to see something you started grow.
It's great. It's great. Well, Rex, you're going to release a book soon. Can you talk a little bit about the contents of the book and what you talk about in it, where it starts?
It just, at the end of Pantera, when it all dissolved, I didn't say a word, So basically, it's going to be me talking about my truth of the story of the inside of Pantera. There's only 4 guys. One's in the ground now, so just my story of what went on, and all the good times and, and the bad times and the hills and valleys and everything. You're just going to have to read it,
Yep, absolutely.
But I'm excited about it. It's very, very well written.
Vinny, would you ever consider writing a book?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get him to.
Yeah, I got stories from. See, my book would be different because I play with so many different people. I actually started something and worked with John Lennon, Rick Derringer, bands in between, then Sabbath, and then Dio, then Sabbath, Dio, Heaven and Hell, Dio, and and there's a lot of stories, a lot of things that happen. It's been 30-something years, so there's got to be a bunch of stories in there.
Is Kill Devil Hill included in your book?
It will be at the very end, in the outro,
Cool. Well, Rex, there was a reissue of Vulgar Display of Power. Can you talk a little little bit.
I think you better start over again. Right?
Sorry, cut. Rex, the Vulgar Display of Power reissue. How did that final product?
Well, I mean,
what
we're
do you
just
think
trying to keep the legacy alive of the music that we did. And so, every 20th anniversary or whatever, you still want to keep it done. We actually had this one song that I wrote about 22 years ago called Piss, and it sold more singles than we ever did of anything. We couldn't get arrested back then. Like now you hear walking, football stadiums and baseball stadiums and the whole bit. So, it's kind of nice 20 years later to hear a song like that and keep the legacy growing. Dom's not around anymore, so it's good to have that still going.
Absolutely. It's got to be difficult to get all parties in agreement, I would imagine, to get something.
Not really.
Really?
We all get along. Still, I mean, when it comes to business aspects, we get along on that.
I understand. Gotcha.
The other way, no way.
Oh, I don't know if we could maybe raise
Put
it
it
up
there, yeah.
Do that. Okay. There we go. All right, Vinny. Are you? I knew that you were jamming with some of your Dio bandmates from yesteryear. Is that still going on? Are you still playing with those guys?
Well, we just jammed, and then there was talk of possibly doing a couple shows here and there, but nothing.
Nothing at present.
This is what we're doing.
Well, yeah, I figured it would be on the side.
This is the baby that needs nurturing.
Okay.
So
Desperately.
yeah.
You sounded great.
Thank you.
Soundcheck sounded great.
That was a whole set. What do you mean sound check?
We're done.
We only do two.
We're going to the hotel.
We only do 1.5 songs.
That was it? 2 songs? So it was 3. Yeah, 3.
Speaking of sound check.
Try and do this in between. So you guys are on SPV. How did you end up on that label? European label, mostly.
I got a call from a man named Derek Oliver, which was my A&R guy for years at Elektra, and it seemed like the logical choice. These days, to keep your own masters and keep everything, we wanted to keep it more indie than we did. Major labels, they want, a 30-year publishing, they want a 30-year touring income, a 30-year merchandise. Fuck major labels. It's just a way to, excuse me. But, you never know. Next record, maybe on another label. You never know.
Well, all the band members are credited as writers on the album. What was the division of labor like? Was everybody contributing lyrics, or
everybody? We did it different ways. Sometimes Mark and I jammed together. We put things down, arrange them. Then Mark would put bass on them, so hear what it sounds like. Then we'd send it to Rex. He would change a couple of things until this was at the very beginning. Dewey would do vocals, puts vocals on. Sometimes Mark had almost a whole song. We'd always take things apart, and then when we got together, we started jamming and putting the riffs together, and everybody came up with ideas. Rex has a bunch of riffs, and actually, when we played it, even at the sound checks, we come up with some killer stuff.
Right.
It's like almost every day we come up with something.
Well, it's just, the way I look at it, there's 4 different auras in this band, and each one has a different, to make this big pot of stews, shall I say. And you put your own ingredients in it, and then you have this killer pot of stew. So that's the way I look at it.
Well, you said you come up with stuff when you're sound checking and things like that. Is that recorded ever? Or you're like, hey, let's hang on to that.
That's the problem. We had a couple of Zoom recorders. We lost them. Then we were supposed to get some more. We didn't get them, and so we didn't have anything to record.
But we have at
Well,
least.
we're trying to remember what the hell riffs are. And stuff.
I remember the ones we have. So we have about 6 or 7 songs for the next record, just from sound checks.
Wow, that's good. You guys are a fantastic rhythm section. In your opinion, who's the best rhythm section out there?
Us.
Other than you guys, you're the obvious answer.
Bonham, John Paul Jones.
Yeah, I mean that was the ultimate rhythm section.
Alive?
Well, I don't know. I don't listen to too much
I don't
stuff
either.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm influenced by myself these days.
Well, both of you have played in established bands. You've mentioned that, which I'm sure got people interested in the whole Kill Devil Hill project from the beginning. Was that ever a detriment where people were expecting Sabbath or expecting Pantera? Do you ever have to like?
They might have been expecting it, but we went out from the very beginning and just played our own stuff, and there was been no complaints so far.
You know, we don't rest in the laurels of us playing old songs, and you know, we're playing all Kill Devil Hill music.
Yeah.
You know, it could be so easy for us to go out and play old songs. You know, why do that? I don't want to play in a cover band. You know, this is the real deal. This is the real shit. You know,
It's good.
So we started that way, and there were no complaints. And now the album's out, and people know the songs now, and there's definitely a lot of happiness in the audience.
Very
They're
good.
getting off on it.
That's respectable. I mean, you're right. I mean, it could be easy for you to just pop out, walk, or you know, anything
why
like
do that?
Yeah.
It's something I'm used to, John, at all.
What can fans expect from your live show? You know, I guess you just talked about that. Is it
In
just
your
straight
face,
the album?
Fucking sweat.
A little bit of jamming, you know. We're relaxed on stage. We let it go. You know, we don't do a certain sequence. We do sequence, but it's not so strict where you know we can't mess around. So
Let her
people
fly,
start
man.
jamming
We just
in the middle.
jam. It's a fucking one big jam.
Yeah, it's cool.
Not enough people doing that out there.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that your album was TMS, That Metal Show Pick of the Week recently.
Oh, cool.
And you guys are obviously friends with those guys, Eddie.
No, they picked it on their own.
Eddie, Jim, and Don.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's a little bit of both.
We had nothing to do with it. They are friends. But
How
we
did
had
you
nothing.
guys first meet Eddie and those guys? Or was it
I
as
met
a
Eddie
guest on the
with
show?
when I played mainly with Heaven and Hell. He's a good friend of Ronnie's, and I met him, and then he did a lot for us. And Eddie's a great guy, and
Really good
he
friend.
introduced us when we played the Radio City Music Hall, and we did a video, and Ronnie asked Eddie to do it, and it was really great. And Eddie's been just great. He's such a cool guy, and he put, you know, he got us on the show. We needed help, and he helped us, and he's an unbelievable guy. And
He's a great ambassador for metal in general, you know. Eddie's,
He really knows his
regardless of what kids might think. He's a great guy.
Just getting knowledge out there.
Absolutely. He knows.
He's a pro.
Stump the trump.
Serious pro.
Go. Future touring plans? What are you guys doing?
We're going to try
No,
to
we're-
hit every goddamn
we're-
place we can possibly hit. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you talked about the next album. You had 6 songs or so. Any timeline with that?
No, I think we have to stay on here and keep pounding
Pumping
this
this
out
record.
for a while.
You know, I don't want to.
We'll
Go into
probably
the
be
studio.
supporting this album through next summer.
Yeah. Easy.
And then after that, you know, we'll see where we're at, and then possibly, you know, start.
Want to hit
putting
the
together an
festivals
album.
over in Europe, and you know.
We haven't been to Europe yet.
We haven't been to
we've
Europe.
been once. So.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to Kill Devil Hill fans out
Come
there?
down and see the fucking show and spread the goddamn word.
And he
It's
fucking
killer.
means it too. And visit the Facebook, killdevilhillmusic.com.
Well, Vinny,
I mean, Facebook, whatever the hell.
Vinny, Rex, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank
Appreciate
you
it.
guys.
All right.
See
Thank
ya.
you.
Hey, thank you.
All right.